So today I'm just kind of hanging out right now. And if y'all got something to say, then we could talk about it. I'm just gonna eat some soup and we could, I don't know, if y'all got some questions. If y'all got some questions. If y'all got anything, like, I don't know, maybe I could answer something for y'all. So I got some tea right here. Forgot what it was called. I threw the label away. It's really hot. That's hot. And I'm making some soup. I'm making some soup. I got a bunch of seasonings. This is not all my seasonings. No flex, but I got a few more. I got like 2 more. So I got pepper. I got some lemon pepper. Seasoned salt. Seasoned salt is always one of my favorite things. Oh, that's fucking too much. That's way too much. I got rosemary. I sprinkle that on. I sprinkle that. Okay. I'm gonna just mix it up. Mix it up. And then we throw it on. Okay. I don't remember why I came over here. I don't know. I came over there for something. I don't know what it was. So basically, today I started doing a tattoo. I started doing this heart, and I just added some swirls in. I'm gonna go in a little bit later after I eat, and I'm gonna do some more. And y'all could watch me do some more. Okay? Y'all could watch me chill. Chill. Excuse me. Yeah, so. Woo! Just contemplating. I'm actually gonna draw. I'm gonna draw right now while I wait for some foodie. Foodie. I love food. Food makes me smile. I don't really know anybody who like eats good food and then like doesn't like food. That's a little confusing. I mean, unless like you don't like to eat because you don't wanna gain weight or something. But other than that, man, food is the shit. Okay, it's the shit. So I'm just like doodling. Sometimes I just doodle and then I end up like making a masterpiece. Sometimes not so much. But yeah. I think this one's gonna be pretty good. So, while I'm on here, actually, I keep like getting a nudge to talk about vulnerability again. As much as I don't want to. As much as I would rather avoid that. Is there chicken in here? I don't, yes, there is. Okay, anyway, yeah, so as much as I would rather avoid talking about vulnerability, I do keep getting, like, the urge to talk about it. Because I just think that, you know, this channel has a lot to do with it. This channel is so, like, directly correlated to being in touch with yourself and, like, loving who you are. Because it's really easy to, you know, honestly, it's supposed to be easy to, like, form a life for yourself and then, like, be really happy and, like, have everything that you need physically. But when it comes to, like, the emotional aspect, we're not always okay. I mean, sometimes it's the other way around, but for the most part, if you find yourself stable, but you don't have anything emotionally, then it's really easy to get to the point where you want to give up on yourself. And I kind of made this channel because, like, I know that I can have anything that I want, right? Like, I'm aware, excuse me, that I can, like, do anything. But I've always felt like something was missing, and I didn't really want to get everything when I didn't have what I needed emotionally first. So I kind of just went on this whole, like, side quest. Because I didn't have to, you know. I could have just literally, like, lived my best life, but I wouldn't have been happy. So it's like, it would have been a really, it kind of would have been more of an inconvenience than anything. Because I would have just had all this stuff, but it's like, I would have been so empty. I feel like I've always kind of known that about myself, because I never really wanted stability. Like, I never really wanted to be stable, because I always knew that being stable, when you are stable and when you have everything that you need, it's really hard to find, like, your emotional ground after that. So I really wanted to get, like, a good premise of my emotional being before I just, like, went and did shit, you know? Because, you know, I have a tendency to talk down on myself really badly. I have a tendency to tell myself that I'm just, like, I'm not capable of, you know, getting what I need. But I know, like, being a human, like, we just need things. And, to acquire them is supposed to be the easiest part, but we really were taught as a civilization that, you know, we have to be uncivil. We have to be incivil to get what we want. We really gotta step on each other's necks. And it was designed to breed resentment, really, that mindset. So I really just wanted to stay out of the loop of, like, physical stability, because, you know, I didn't want to find myself, like, fighting with others for what I have. I really didn't want that. Life is supposed to be very easy, and it's just not. It hasn't been easy for me lately, and it gets really frustrating, because I think a really big part of me is consistently telling myself that this isn't easy. This is, you know, this is so hard. This is that. I'm alone. I'm this and I'm that. So, you know, while being alone, I'm simultaneously manifesting loneliness. But I'm really grateful to be here, because I'm so grateful that I had the ability to decipher whether or not, you know, I was happy in a situation, because we don't all follow that. Really, we don't. And, you know, yeah, so we don't all follow our instincts, is basically what I'm saying. And when you stop following your instincts, then you start, like, going down this path of, really trying to get, like, a good angle. trying to get the window lighting in my shot. I'm gonna interact with y'all. I don't know why that has to go right in the motherfucking way. That is so annoying. Oh, okay, I can move it over a little. Just a little. Oh, it's so annoying. Like, what the F? Why would you do somebody like that? Anyway, hang on. Let me see if I can. Oh, yep, okay. Okay. Hang on. Alright, anyway. Yeah, so those things are really annoying. I don't know, but they, like, really pee me off because they just... they don't go in the right spot. So... I'm finna just get this the fuck out my way. So, I thought about it. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, it's really easy to, you know, get everything that you need. It's supposed to be easy to get everything that you need in, like, a physical household and a physical, you know, just a physical stability. And so within that, it's really hard to find yourself. And as I was saying, like, deciphering, you know, when I was and wasn't happy, has really contributed to my betterment. But then I got to the point where, like, deciphering whether or not I was happy was consistently, you know, making me look around and say, I'm not happy, like, I don't know what to do about it. I'm not happy, I don't know what to do about it. Because, like, at that point, you know, when you flee a relationship, like, that's one thing. But to flee yourself, like, you can't do that. You can't do that. So, sometimes, like, I feel like I'm trying to be alone, but, like, I feel like I'm trying to literally be somebody that I'm not, because I'm trying to achieve, like, this state of loneliness that I feel that I've already achieved. Because we're never truly alone to the highest extent, but we, you know, I'm thinking about so many things right now. So yeah, we're never truly alone to, like, the highest extent, but to be within yourself and express yourself within your own space, to, like, the best of your ability, like, the most space that you have. To express yourself within it is an honor. Because, where am I going with this? There's a point that I'm trying to make here. I just feel like, you know, I really want to touch on, like, being able to decipher whether or not where you are is okay. Because in my current environment, I'm not happy, but, like, I'm surviving it. So, like, I can make it. But I think I'm gonna just bring the cards out. I'm gonna bring the cards out because I'm getting frustrated trying to word this by myself. I'm talking like, I'm getting angry thinking about this. I'm getting angry trying to think about the words to use here. Okay, so right when I pick up the deck, right, I'm getting the energy that... Let me put it down so I can pick it up. Okay, yeah. So I'm getting the energy that being in your own space is exactly where you need to be right now. Okay? So that's like the first and foremost thing the point that I'm trying to make here. And being in your own space can create so much. It can, it can create... I just feel like I keep running into a dead end. I feel like I keep running into a dead end. And there's like a serious point that I'm trying to make here, and it's not coming out the way that I want it to. It is not! So, you know what? I'm just going to take a minute and I'm going to eat my pita bread, okay? Let me think about what I'm trying to say here before I just be saying shit. Eat my pita bread. That's soft. Yum. So, I feel like getting so frustrated by what I'm trying to say here is like the energy of trying to force something out of yourself that this is bothering me. Trying to force something out of yourself that you're fucked up. Trying to force something out of yourself that is already going to come to you. It's already going to come to you, okay? And so we're going to talk about that for a second. Take a little break. It's like heavy, like, I'm getting like a heavy energy of like feeling like a failure. I get it. I get that energy. I know it's not real, and that's the most frustrating thing, because I know it's like a superficial concept of like comparison of the world. Comparison of like everything that I don't have, and comparison of like the friends that I'm not making. Because like I don't know. I think like I really don't want friends. I want friends, but I don't want superficial ones. So it's really hard to like get a friend. It's really hard to get a friend and then like for them to be cool a week later. You'll be hanging out with this person, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't really like you. And I tend to do that a lot. It's a little frustrating. And then I kind of start to blame myself for it. I think that, like, I'm trying to literally force myself to be somebody that I'm not. I'm trying to force myself to be, like, when I do have a job, I don't have one right now. I had to walk away from my last one. It was making me miserable, man. So, anyway, when I do have one, I'm trying to, like, really step up to the plate and, like, be the most productive person I possibly can be in the situation. And, you know, considering I have friends right now, I'm trying to be like somebody who is like not only okay with it, but somebody who like attracts them at the same time. So then I'm like in this weird limbo of like attracting people who are not okay with me. So it's like secretly like people hate me. Secretly not hate me, but people don't like actually agree with like my perspective of just wanting freedom. Just wanting freedom, because it's literally like they're in the same energy of like trying to just be somebody that they're not and trying to like fit into civilization. I think that's like my hugest friggin' problem. Let me tell you something. I'm trying to like sit at a table that doesn't want to invite me there. I'm trying to sit at a table that doesn't have any chairs left. And that's my issue. That's literally my issue. And it's not something I have to fix. It's just literally something I have to let go of. Because I'm always trying to fix it. I'm always trying to like delve into my super, not my superficiality. I guess in a way, yeah, kind of. I'm always trying to delve into my subconscious and like pick little parts out and rearrange the furniture and like change the whole perspective of it. And it just keeps it keeps ending up being the same exact way that it was. I just keep getting the same result. So I'm like literally going insane trying to fit into, you know, society's standards of what a human being should be. A human being shouldn't be anything, bro. They should just be. Like, that's literally what it is. I'm trying to be something when I don't even have adequate space to be. I don't. I'm not getting my needs met. I'm not financially okay. I'm not... I don't exactly have like a variety of options when it comes to like, you know, people I want to be around with. And it's like, I think I've just been working really hard this whole time to be okay with something that I don't want to be okay with anyway. I don't want to be okay with being around people that don't want the best for themselves. And it's like, when you're around people that don't want the best for themselves, it almost makes you question the fact that you want more for yourself. It's like, well, you know, am I asking too much? Am I this? Am I that? And if you're around the totally wrong person, then they'll tell you that you're doing too much. They'll tell you that you're asking for too much. They'll tell you that, you know, you don't deserve better. And maybe not like directly, but they will like, they'll subconsciously display it to you. So I think it's okay. It's okay to just accept like what. It's okay to accept that you don't want to be like everybody else, right? Because like you're trying to fit in, you're trying to make money, so like you're trying to fit in so that you can make money, and that's what I'm getting heavy. But okay, before I flip this, to take what you already have, right? To take what you already have and utilize it, because you're looking at what you have and you're saying like, this doesn't like fit the standards of what everybody else wants from me, and this doesn't fit the standards of what I need in order to financially be stable. But like, you're missing the point, because if you utilize what you have, you can make money just fine. It's, you know, it's literally this cycle of trying to be enough for everybody else so that you can like be physically stable. because you want to be enough for your job. You want to be enough for, your bank because you had to take a loan out. You want to be enough for your friends because you know that if you walk away, you're not going to have any. You know that. You know that you're going to have to be your only friend. And sometimes that gets really frustrating. And it puts you in a spot where you are forced to see your environment. So it's like, I look at my environment every day and I say, this is not serving me, man. I need more. But then I hold myself back because it's like, oh, well, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. If I had 10 grand right now, I would be in Florida in a motel. I would. So it's like the fact that, my financial insecurity is holding me back. That's not who I am. And it puts me in this mindset that it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm settling when I literally ran away. I fled from so many relationships so that I wouldn't settle. And now, like, I'm friggin' settling, man. I'm friggin' settling. And I'm not even settled. Like, I'm not even friggin' stable. Yeah. So it's like, everything I do in my current environment always concludes in lack. Every time. Every time. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of like, I've been spending all of this time trying to conjure magic, but my magic is lack. That's literally like what my magic consists of. Because I keep going in that paradigm of like accepting it and settling for it. So like, that was nice to say that. That's exactly how I feel. I literally just feel like I'm okay with not being okay at this point. Because it was normalized to like suffer. But I'm literally not okay. I'm like so lonely and I'm so like in lack and like I don't have everything I need. Lately, I've been going without 9.5 times out of 10 because I'm like, yeah, well, like if I was in a third world country, then I wouldn't have any option at all. So it's like I just keep going back to like I'm literally getting my source from lack. And like I feel like I was not only taught to do it, but I feel like I was like led to it. And then like thrown to the wolves. Anyway, I don't want to talk about other people again. It's always what my tarets end up being. So I guess my point is like to learn to be okay with like, or to learn to be not okay and accept it and like not be okay with it instead of like justifying it all the time. Literally just to say I'm having a fucking bad day and then be like, yeah, dude, like, that tracks. Because, like, I feel like as collective, especially, we have a tendency to see that we're having a bad day and then, like, associate ourselves with being, like, a bad person because of it. But to have that perspective is a step up from, you know, an ego-ridden lifestyle. Because you could be looking at your life and saying, oh, I'm having a bad day, like, I deserve to be entitled. Don't do that. Don't do that, because that will, like, fuck you even more. That will put you in a worse spot. So yeah, I mean, like, seeing that you're living lack. I got in a fight with somebody when I was like a kid, when I was like younger, I don't know, 14 maybe, 14, 15. I got in a fight with somebody because they were telling me that I'm not my depression and I'm not like my emotions. And I said, yeah, yeah, I am. Like, that's like what I consist of. So how can I not, like, how can I not be depression when, like, I am depressed? Yeah, you know, that's like a huge reason why I decided to like be more in touch with myself in the first place, because it's like, not only was it like attracting people who, you know, didn't really belong in my life at the time, but it was like establishing a mindset that was derived from negativity. So now that like I look at life with a little bit more of like a better perspective and like a healthier perspective, I lost everybody. But I'm so grateful for it because like it showed me everything I needed to see. Unfortunately, it showed me everything that I didn't even know was an issue. I didn't really know that, you know, I would be better off without those people. And not that I'm doing good, but like, I'm not being told who I am either. Which is what I needed. I just needed space to be okay with. Initially, I needed space to be okay with not being okay, and now I need space to not be okay with it. Because it's not okay. And just because there might be lack in the world, just because our resources may be sparse at times, doesn't mean that we have to tell ourselves that we can survive with less. Because it's not about surviving with less, it's about thriving with everything that you need. And it's not about thriving with the maximum of what of what the world can offer you, but it's about like thriving with, you know, just the right amount so that you're not overwhelmed. And sometimes you might get overwhelmed with even having what you need. Because that's been a huge reason I've held myself back. Just to like grow up not having what I needed. And then like the thought of like being okay one day and having everything that I needed ever was really overwhelming, because it's like, well, how do you go from, you know, not getting what you need to like living an easy life? Like, how do you switch your mindset from how do you literally switch your mindset from survival to just thriving? How do you do that? And so like that's kind of what my quest is about. That's kind of like what my journey is based on, is like really learning how to transition from the survival mindset to the thriving mindset. So, yeah. That's exactly what I wanted to say about that. So, like, whenever I feel like abundance, whenever I feel like I am attracting abundance, I'll reject it, because I don't know how to coexist with abundance. I really don't. Because anytime in my life that I thought that like I really was getting what I needed, it was a lie. It was a superficial lie at that. I used to, like, as a kid, you know, with my mom, like, I had really good Christmases. Sometimes with, like, the other side of my family as well, I would have really good Christmases. And it was just, like, this ploy. It was, like, a ploy to convince me to just, like, you know, be okay with the fact that I wasn't getting my emotional needs met by my own family, which is really frustrating. So, you know, I was materialistic for a while, because, you know, I didn't want to admit it myself that, you know, my own family was making me miserable. Not that they were the source of my misery, but they were definitely contributing to, like, me feeling not very good about myself. So, when I finally started to accept that, it put me in a really, it put me in a mindset of just totally disconnecting from, like, everything that I ever knew. And then it really made me feel so alone. And, like, that's one of the top symptoms of, like, enlightenment. One of the top. But at the same time, you don't want to look around and understand the fact that everybody in your life is, like, dragging you down. That's really hard to sit with that. So then when you start sitting with it after a certain amount of time, you know, you have to also move on from it, which is kind of like what I'm getting to now, because like I've just been sitting with it this whole time that like people in my current environment are not meeting me. So now like I'm starting to say like, okay, I'm ready to move on to people who meet me now. Like that's what I really am okay with. Not okay with. I'm still learning how to be okay with it, and I'm also learning how to not be okay with not being okay. Because people tell you that it's okay to not be okay, but like it's all about like the wording. Because if you tell somebody that it's okay to not be okay, then like they're gonna take that as like a contribution to their ego to think like, oh well, you know, yeah, I guess other people are totally suffering right now, and like, you know, I'm gonna have to just deal with what I'm going through. So then it causes a threshold of like prolonging it. Anyway, I think I'll live my tattoo later, but I am gonna take a break, and I'm gonna go to my life a little bit. But I really just wanted to put that out there because, like, a bias of, you know, telling yourself that your environment is treating you like shit, and then like convincing yourself it's okay just to not be a burden and just to not get in the way and just to like feel like you're not asking too much is only hurting yourself, because nobody else gives a fuck. Honestly, like nobody else is gonna help you, and like especially the people in the environment that are miserable, you know, honestly want to see you miserable as well, because they don't want to see you do better than them. So that's usually what that comes down to. So, you know, choose yourself for sure. Keep choosing yourself.